And we're back here for another episode of the Gritty Hour. I'm Shawnee Boy. I'm the co-host of a place I love being at. And this is my other host, T. How we doing, T?
All right, I'm officially co-host too. We're
Yeah,
both of equal footing, except I talk more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my
How you
first
doing,
intro.
Shawnee boy?
It was
That was
good.
very good. You handle. I wish I had a tissue near me. Really.
You're asking me to actually host it on the next one, so I guess that was a warm up. You know, you got to
Yeah.
find your rhythm. It's like anything else. I remember when I first started teaching, I was like, "What?" You just don't feel comfortable, and then eventually you do. So,
Yes. Well, I think we're moving out of the experimental phase of this new platform, so we might have an actual human being in for the podcast after this one.
nice.
So maybe you should.
Nice.
We'll let you take the lead on that one. It's Christopher. From
Christopher, my
C&M
cousin.
Housing Solutions. Huh?
Yeah. Christopher from C&M Housing Solutions, also our family member, your nephew, my cousin.
My godson.
And we did.
No offense to you.
That's
He's
okay.
a little elevated from you. You're in the mode of getting demoted.
Yeah.
After your birthday.
Yeah. I went
Yeah.
from it's like the famous story when I was done playing Little League baseball, and I'm a year removed, and they're like Sean, and I turn around and they're looking for another kid, Sean, and that's when I was just like I just dropped down the notch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was right behind you. I was so glad I was right behind you too.
You love that moment.
I don't know why the hell we were at that game. Why would I care to be there?
Christopher, it was his last year.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I was a year out, and then
yeah, and there was another Sean that was the star of the team that year.
Yeah. He was the star of the team.
Christopher was a damn good ball player himself.
Yes, he was. He was a very good baseball.
Yes, he was. Mm-hmm.
He was the rare righty thrower, lefty hitter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I'll explain to you in depth one time why he's a lefty hitter.
Is that from when he was a little kid?
Well, he's a lefty hitter because of me, I think.
Probably,
Yeah.
But because of him, when we were little, I taught myself how to hit left-handed. Not at like a high level, but I could switch hit. I'm like, I was he kind of showed me a little bit, and then I started hitting left-handed. So I actually, by the end of Little League, I was a switch hitter to a certain degree. I wasn't like a top-notch switch hitter, but
yeah. Well, I think I taught him how to hit from the get-go, and that's why he was just, I guess, following what I was showing him, and I was batting left-handed because I'm lefty.
Yeah.
So that's why he's actually right-handed, but he bats left-handed. Yeah.
Yeah, if you take a 6-year-old and like for a month you teach them how to do something from both sides, they're going to learn it very easily.
Yeah.
It's just like you get designated as a righty or a lefty, and then like people just assume that like you can only do it from that side, but that's not the truth.
No. One of the key things to teach a kid when you first learn how to hit is how to grip the bat. And you're supposed to grip the bat
in your fingers.
Well, I'm trying to do it right-handed now for you because you're still growing. With your knuckles lined up and the top hand over the bottom. Well, Hank Aaron was never actually taught how to hit when he was a kid before he got into organized baseball. And he used to, he's righty. He used to bat righty with the left hand over the right hand on the bat.
His whole career?
No, when he was before he got into organized baseball.
Yeah.
Playing in the back wherever the hell you play, wherever he's from. Every kid learns to put your right hand over the left hand if you're a righty.
So he did it opposite.
So he was opposite. So his left hand was over the right hand on the bat until he got into organized baseball, whatever it was, Little League, or somebody showed him how to do it the right way. If I know Little League, he probably went right through Little League hitting that way. But anyway, that's how he developed such strong wrists. If you look at a lot of Hank Aaron's home runs, it's all about the wrist. He had a great stance, and he obviously drove into the ball like you normally would. But what drove the ball mostly for Hank Aaron was his wrists. And he had such huge, thick wrists. And I think that's because he was hitting the ball wrong when he was a young kid.
Yeah, yeah. He would he
Little
would
useless point of information for you, Shawnee boy.
oh yeah, I mean he's he quietly doesn't get talked enough about. He's probably the best baseball player of all time statistically. I don't know. He's in the top
I
five in
think I
pick.
had mentioned, and I got feedback a couple of podcasts ago. By the way, it's like 48 degrees out where I'm in
Oh, it's
Millbrook here.
yeah. I'm in a hoodie. I just turned my heat on.
Yeah,
I was like, what the
I
fuck?
know. It's crazy because it seems like a couple of podcasts ago we were talking about we were really into baseball. You were talking mostly about baseball, and it was like I was sweating. Now I'm
Yeah,
freezing.
yeah.
But anyway, it's that CIA thing again. But anyway, I had mentioned that I think you had asked me the best hitter I ever saw.
You said Rockaroo.
I did, and I got a text from Keith. I'm not going to say his last name. His name is Kevin anyway. I'm not even going to say his first name.
Yeah.
Kevin, you know Kevin. He texted me, um, taking me to task between Rod Carew and Tony Gwynn.
Yes. Yeah. We talked about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So I guess I'm in the minority there.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's all. Listen. Every 10 years, there's a great hitter. And like if if I was a little bit older in the '80s, maybe I'm saying it's Wade Boggs is the greatest hitter. Who knows? It's like it's what
Hmm.
you what you get introduced to and what you see on a regular basis.
Yeah. Every
Hank
kid
Aaron.
has every kid and young adult that follows baseball has their swing house years. The
Yeah.
years where they're
Yeah. Yeah.
really intensely into it.
Yeah. Like
You know.
for me, I mean, everyone says Ken Griffey has the sweetest swing, and listen, Ken Griffey's swing is phenomenal. But I think Darryl Strawberry is the best swing I've ever seen when he hits the ball right. Whew, it's nothing sweeter.
He certainly hit some of the longest shots I've ever seen. That's
I,
for sure.
he didn't always have the nicest swing, but when he had like that perfect uppercut swing and he connected right, oh,
Yeah.
it's a thing of
He
beauty.
was a natural 5-2 player. If you look at his films from when he was in high school, I mean, he always had that swing.
Yeah, he just had it. Some people have it.
And it don't mean a thing if you don't have that swing.
Say that again.
Nothing. You're too young. But anyway, go
Uh,
ahead.
and
Yeah.
anyway, what I wanted to ask you is I know you're going away in a couple of days. Is that correct?
I am going away. I'll be probably airborne when this podcast we're recording airs. I'll be on a plane, but I'm leaving later this week for Las Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
So the next podcast, when I come back, I might not have a shirt on.
Have you?
Shawnee boy, can I borrow $5?
Yeah. How have you been to Vegas before?
Twice.
Oh, so you know that the devil lives there.
The devil, yes.
Yeah. You know. What's
Some say
so?
the devil is dead and buried in Killarney. I say he rose again and joined the British Army. But
Oh,
anyway, yes, he lives in Vegas, and the last 18, 20 months have proven to me he gets around.
he
He
does.
doesn't
He
just
does.
stay in Vegas.
No. Have you
No.
you ever the book The Stand by Stephen King?
Yeah.
It's about good versus evil, and it's about like
Hmm.
the devil or whatever. And like in that book, the Las Vegas is like the place where all the evil people end up staying.
Mm. Well, there's going to be a couple more at the end of the week. Evil
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
staying there.
Where you
You know.
staying?
Um. Well, my friend Rich. I'm going with a bunch of guys I grew up with. My friend Rich booked a place not far from the not far from the strip. Almost said the Strand. Not far from the strip.
All right. Good.
It's like a little. I guess it's like an apartment thing with a whole bunch of different bedrooms and
Oh, it's
whatever.
not a hotel. It's like an Airbnb house kind of concept.
Yeah, I think it's closer to that than a hotel. Yes.
Oh, nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
How many of you?
Uh, one, two, three, four. Well, one lives out there, George. So it'll be about six of us, I think, total.
Oh shit. 6 people together in Vegas. I can't wait to hear the stories when you get back.
Oh no, it stays out there. Don't you know that?
Yeah. No, I meant the ones you can share. You know, ones you can
Yeah,
share.
I won't be talking about it at all. Hopefully.
There you go. No, yeah, I've been to Vegas. Yeah, I've
No,
been to
I'm
Vegas.
I'm an old man, Sean. I can't be doing anything crazy like that. I'm going to be mostly hanging out. What I like to do out in Vegas is sit in the sports book and bet $2 on 7 horse races in a row,
Yeah,
and
you're the
have
horse. You
somebody
like the
bring me
horses, right?
beers. I don't know anything about horses, but $2 bet, splay them out on the table. They're bound to bring you a free beer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the idea. If you bet and you get
They
free
don't want you.
drinks.
They don't want you gambling sober, Sean. No matter how much you bet.
No, 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 no. I've definitely done some stupid bets. So not sober, probably. Yeah,
So
that'll
yeah,
be
I'm
fun
looking
though.
forward to it. Looking forward to change of pace. Looking forward to
Yeah,
just getting out there, hanging out with the boys, which I got to do it while you still physically can. You know.
absolutely. Yeah, and these are the guys you grew up with, so there's you're gonna have a good bond.
Yeah, it'll
You know.
be. It'll be. I feel blessed that we still hang out together after all these years.
Yeah,
So
I'm the same way.
you'll get there.
Yeah,
You got
no,
some. You got a crew that's got dates back, right?
yeah. There's 10 of us.
Wow.
Um, that we all in some kind of fashion keep in touch, and
My
we
six will kick your ten's ass.
and the crazy part is that like I've known all these guys 30 years, 25. I mean, my oldest friend Ryan, we've been friends for 35 years, and that's crazy. So
Yeah.
it is
Well,
what it
one of
is.
them, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not I'm ancestrally challenged, but my cousin that lives out there, Kevin.
I've met him once or
Um,
twice. Yeah,
you
he's
have,
my
right?
family too. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
I don't
talking to you.
know how though. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna get there. It's like I don't know how the hell he's related to second cousin. Maybe how does that work?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
but he
Maybe
is related to you. Anyway, I'm gonna go see him this Sunday coming because the fellas are all going to the Los Angeles Raiders game.
oh, they're gonna go. Oh, that's cool. You don't want to go to the Raider game?
And I'm going to be going to lunch with Kevin during that
Why? How could we not go to the Raiders game?
because I got to go to lunch with my cousin.
Oh, you're not interested in the game, or
Going to
that's just
lunch with my cousin Kevin. That's the end of that.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right. I got nothing else to say about that shit. All right. All right. All right. Yeah.
And
All right.
so,
Well,
no,
that
George, my friend George has season. He lives out there, as I say, and he has season tickets. But I think it's only for him and his wife. So I think him and Rich are going. It's only
okay.
two
I got you. Yeah.
tickets.
I mean, it's a
Yeah,
brand new
and you know me,
stadium.
I'm dying to go. I'm dying to go.
Yeah, you
But
can't wait to go to a football. Can't
I'll
wait for the
take it on.
national anthem.
I'll take it on the chin and go to the sports book with my cousin instead. But no, actually, I've been to one football game in my life, one NFL football game in my life. It was the Jets. It was Shea Stadium, and I was freezing my Hawaii's off.
Yeah.
And that's my. It was with your father when I
Really?
was about. Yeah, I was about 7, maybe is 10 years old, 7. Your father married my sister, your mother.
My mother, your mother.
Your father married your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's why,
anyway,
that's why I'm sitting here.
he took me and your cousin to a Jet game, and that was the only time I ever. And all I remember was freezing my Hawaii's off, and just looking at the infield. And I thought it was
Yeah, yeah,
blasphemous that they were playing football on my infield.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I never knew that. I never knew my dad took you to a game. Huh.
He took me and your cousin camping one time too, out in Montauk, Long Island,
Did you
which is
like
the
it?
stop before Paris. I think it's about as far out as you can get.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right about that. You're right
yeah.
about that.
And we went fishing. Yeah, and I actually caught a shark. And what am I, 7'10"? I actually caught a like a little shark, and we took it into the boat, but we waited too long to throw it back in the water, and because it started to get red on the bottom. I guess we left it in the boat too long. Still feel bad about it, Sean. And every seagull in North America went after this shark.
On the
Because it was floating
boat.
on the top. When we did throw it back in the water, it was floating on
Oh,
the top of
gotcha.
the
Yeah,
water.
yeah. That's easy.
Yeah,
That's easy pickings right there.
yeah. It's all part of the Irish guilt. I still hold it till today.
Yeah, I got a couple
Irish
stories
guilt
like
never
that.
goes away, Sean.
Yeah, that's I mean, that connects to like when we were younger, right? The stories when we were younger.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. You can blame me for everything. I'll take it.
yeah. The so we had a BB gun. I don't know. My dad got it from my brother or whatever, and I'm not much of a gun person. I'm not a gun person at all, to be honest with you. It's not my thing. But
No.
one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna shoot an animal with this. I'm gonna see what that's like, you know. And
You're going to
I
shoot an animal?
yeah, like a squirrel, fucking chipmunk. I
Okay.
don't know.
That's how Jeffrey Dahmer got started, but go ahead.
I know, but this is how I knew I wasn't gonna be a serial killer. My marbles were all there. So I
Yeah.
shot a squirrel, no lie, in the eye.
Oh, my.
Like I mean, what kind of? I ain't no gunshot. Like it was accident. Like I didn't. I was just. It just happened to hit it in the eye, and it
Did you
didn't
say,
kill
did
it.
you say, did you say to your father, damn, I was aiming for his
Yeah.
nose?
No, it was just me. It was just me and Keith. There was no. It
Oh,
wasn't. Yeah. So,
yeah. So your
um,
father dropped the gun off and left?
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. That's how we grew up. And me and my brother was joke. We called our childhood the Wild West. There was just
Uh,
a lot of
the haunted Wild
non-parental.
West, according to you and Christopher.
Yes,
Yeah.
non-parental guidance because my mom was working
Yeah.
all the time, right? Um,
Yeah.
so I shot
Court
the squirrel.
reporter, right?
Yeah, and it fell out of the tree, and like it's like yelping or scream, like whatever noise a squirrel makes when it's in agony. And like in that moment, my heart, like I to this day still feel bad about it. Like I've never like tried to like hurt an animal ever again. Like it's just I was just like I
Well,
felt
did it
so.
die?
No, it didn't. And then like now I had it has a fucking one-eyed patch like a month later. It's like that squirrel running around, you know, and it was awful, man. It was
I was going
terrible.
to ask you how it tasted, but I guess you didn't kill it.
No, I
Mm.
I to this day I'm like, why would you do that? But like I was 8. I was just one of those. You know,
Did you cry?
I know I felt really bad. I felt really bad about it.
Mm. Not admitting to the crying. Okay. Not even
Yeah,
an 8-year-old.
I
Yeah.
might have. I might have wept.
You're
I
a
could have.
manly man, Sean. I'm not going to
Right.
lie. You're a manly man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm. Well, you're a good shot. That's for sure.
Oh, that was a lucky shot because let's go to 10, 15 years ago. My buddy used to work for Glock,
Hmm.
and he got us like I went down in Georgia, and we went to go visit him, and we got like a free 30-minute safety on a Glock 9, and then we were able to. He had like 500 free rounds through the company, and we were able to shoot. Yeah, it's my turn, and you have these fucking huge ear things you got to wear inside a gun range.
Yes. Hmm.
So after one shot, I took it off to see how loud it was, and it was like I wasn't thinking straight that day. Like it just echoed. Like I went deaf for a second, and then I shot it I took one shot, and then all of a sudden I went pop 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 pop, and the guy was screaming at me. He's like, "What's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Oh, I was like, I just wanted to know what it was like to like let it rip." And like, but none of my shots hit the target. They were like all over the fucking place. I was like, all right, all right.
It's funny you mentioned that. One of the things I wanted to try and do out there in Vegas is go to outside of the city limits. You have all these gun ranges,
Yeah.
and there's a couple that you can actually fire like famous guns from the past. And what I really wanted to do when I'm out there this week, which we're not gonna, but was fire a Thompson submachine gun because that's what
Oh wow, yeah.
my father, your grandfather, used in World War II. But we couldn't find a place that actually had a Thompson submachine gun. You ever see the TV show Combat?
I know that actually in the Call of Duty video games. Are you aware of those
Hmm.
on like PlayStation?
Yeah.
When they the world, like they have like the guns in it, but the sound of them, like I don't know what it feels like to shoot one, but the sound of them is to a T. Like everything is made to like what it. So like I know what it sounds like when a Thompson goes off.
They have a Thompson submachine gun in there.
Yeah, they have a World War II version of it, and like all
Oh,
those guns
okay.
from World War II. Yeah,
Well, I was going to say if you ever seen the show Combat, Vic Morrow, who's the guy that plays the main guy, the sergeant. That's what your grandfather was.
yeah.
Had a Thompson. I think all sergeants had Thompsons. The funny thing is, he didn't qualify when he was in basic training on the Thompson. He qualified on, I think, the M1 or something.
Yep, M1 carbine.
But when he got promoted, he got promoted in theater to sergeant. So when they got promoted, they just gave him a Thompson.
Gotcha.
So, but that's what he had.
Did he
It
get?
shoots a 40. I was going to
Go
say it
ahead.
shoots a 45 caliber round.
Are you serious?
So, well, it's a machine gun, but the round is 45 caliber.
That's pretty intense round, isn't it?
If you ever seen like a video of like the Al Capone days in the Roaring Twenties or whatever,
Yeah, with the fucks.
that gun with
Yeah, the
the
Tommy
round
gun.
ammunition. Well, the Thompson, that's a Thompson. Except
Okay.
for World War II, they made the ammo in a stick form. You know,
Yeah, it wasn't.
you just
Yeah, it
put
wasn't circular anymore. Yeah,
wasn't circular, yeah,
yeah.
but it's
Those.
still the Thompson submachine gun.
Well, yeah, very
So,
cool. The did he
but
get?
anyway, we're not going. Not to interrupt, but we're not going because we couldn't find a place that had specifically the Thompson.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah,
well, you give it a shot. Try to figure it out. You
yeah. Right back to the sports book.
know. Free beer. Um. Yeah. So like I guess the topic today is talking about stories when you were younger.
Topic today. We've been talking for half an hour already.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, we have been talking about stuff since when we were
Yeah.
kids. I told you my guilt story, killing a shark.
You got
I
you go.
killed a shark. You blinded a squirrel.
Yeah, and then I also caught a shark. My dad's spot in Florida a few times. His buddies they had boats, and they were like, "Hey, I would go down for spring break," and they're like, "Let's go out." And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, fishing and me like fishing, I think is fucking boring. But that's just me. Like, it's just not something I'm into. And we went out one time, and we were supposed to catch like mackerel or something. I don't know. I was like, all right, whatever. But like, we're on this boat, and this guy loves fishing, and there's no like canopy. You're just out in the fucking 90-degree sun all day. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
right. And so I end up catching. Something hits my reel, and I pull up, and I'm like, yo, this thing is fucking. And the guy's like, oh, you got something pretty big, and he's like, it's gonna take T. I shit you not. I'm pouring sweat, like I ran a full court basketball game for 2 hours, and it took 45 minutes. I'm walking around the fucking boat to get this thing up, and I finally get up, and he's like, "Yo, you caught a shark," and it's like it was a black fin, which means it's all white, and the fin has like a little blackness to it. And I'm like, all right, like I'm like, he was like fired up about it. He's like, watch, he's like, I'm gonna massage its belly. I'm like, well, this guy's crazy, all right, and then I'm gonna put it to like rest or sleep, and then I'm gonna pick it up, and then and like he's telling me this, and I'm not realizing like why he's doing it. So he like it worked. Like he massaged its belly, like he put it in like a trance, and like he picked it up, and he's like, "Here, hold it." I was like, "Yo, you're out of your mind, bro." I was like, "You think I'm touching that shark? You're crazy." I was just like, "I have no interest in that." And then he's like, "You don't want to take a picture with it?" I'm like, "I don't even want to be on the boat right now with this." And then like he eventually throws it back, and he just made fun of me for being like a city kid. He's like, "You fucking city kids." I was like, "All right."
So when it hit back in the water, it revives and
Yeah,
swims away.
yeah. I mean, we
Oh,
had it out of the boat for like 30 seconds, and then it took back off. So
okay. Well,
yeah,
obviously, I had my shark on the boat for longer than 30
yeah,
seconds, and we were in a little rowboat too. So now that I
yeah.
think about it, we were, it was a beach. It was people on the beach, and we were pretty goddamn close to the shore. Shouldn't have had a shark that close. Just
How
saying.
big of a shark was
I
it?
feel maybe I saved somebody swimming's life. You
You
ever think
did.
of that?
You did. You did. You did.
I'm free, free. So you're not, it's funny you say that about you're not into, it's boring, the fishing.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm thinking it would be nice to go fishing. That's the only time I ever went fishing.
You've only gone fishing once?
This all happened when I was like 7, 8, 9 years old.
Yeah, you
Like
peaked. You
we
peaked
must
at
have
a
went
young
right from
age.
the jet game to Montauk, huh?
I said, I said you peaked. You peaked at a young age, huh?
Yeah, whatever. But that's the only time I ever went fishing. But I've always thought, I wouldn't mind going fishing. But I have a feeling like you, I would get out on the boat and say, let's get back into the shore. Let's go to the
Yeah, it's
sports book.
yeah. Let's go. AC drinks. A drink's just coming in.
Yeah, that's
A cute,
terra firma. I do love terra firma. That's for sure.
a cute waitress walking by every 10 minutes. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And they get
So
cuter. The more they walk by, the cuter they get.
yes, especially if
Yes.
they keep dropping off beers for you.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I sure do.
So yeah, so that's two things, and both were your father was responsible for. Two early experiences that I've never done since:
Yeah.
fishing and football game.
Did anything crazy happen? Usually, like when I was younger, if I was spending time with my dad, something wild would happen. Anything wild happen in those two trips or not? Anything out of the ordinary?
No, because it was
No.
like a camping fishing thing. We
Yeah.
camped in some fucking place, and then we went out. We went out to it was around Montauk.
We had some tents.
Uh,
There's some assholes to the left, assholes to the right.
uh, no, it was it was. I guess it was a new experience, But when you're 7, everything's a new experience,
Yeah, yeah, that's very true.
you know.
Yeah. And being from by that time you're in Parkchester. No, you're in Castle Hill. Sorry, you're in Castle Hill, and
Me and J Lo.
yeah, and and you're going like for someone who grew up in the city, their first time camping, it's like it's like you have no idea that this world even exists.
Yeah, I was just thinking, anybody listening or watching this, if you tell them my Irish face from the Castle Hill projects, they can't get their head around that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it was
Me
what
and
it
J
was.
Lo, we were there. Me, J Lo, and Ed Crimple hanging
Is
out together
is that where J Lo
on the
comes from?
block.
The Castle Hill projects?
Yeah, she was on, all right, well, Castle Hill Avenue. So was Ed Crimple.
Yeah, that's why Ed Crimple's your guy. You guys were pals.
Oh, plus he's, the Mickey Mantle of the Mets. What can I tell you?
Yeah, yeah,
Which says a hell of a lot about the Mets. But yeah, that's my when I was young story.
yeah. Well, what no, I was thinking about is what's something that or the way you grew up that you're just like it just doesn't exist anymore.
Um,
Like for instance, like I was
mhm.
talking to somebody the other day, and like when we were like in the '80s, we were growing up, and like drinking out of a hose. If you like my nephew, if you I was to tell my nephew to drink out of the hose, he would laugh at me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it shows you where my mind's at. I'm not. I'm not even gonna go down that road. But go ahead.
What
You
do you
drink it
mean?
out of a
No,
hose.
no. This is come on. This is the gritty hour. Let it rip.
No. Um, it's the first thing that came to my head when you asked me that question. I didn't know you were going to ask me that question. You could have gave me a goddamn heads up.
No, listen. We're just letting it rip. Like I said,
Is clubs
clubs
don't seem to exist like they used to.
like a dance
Like
club.
no, like the Elks Lodges, Knights of Columbus, the
Oh,
Hibernians. I mean,
what?
I'm sure they still exist, but they're not prevalent. But they
Were
were
they?
huge when I was a kid.
Were they really?
Yeah, Bronx Lodge of Elks we went to one time.
How'd you get in? You know the handshake.
A friend of mine's father was, yeah, buried in Bismarck, North Dakota. A friend of mine's father was an elk.
Okay. All right.
And it's funny, we did go to one of them things. I don't know where the hell it was in the Bronx, because again, I was 7. Everything happened when I was 7.
Dude, listen.
Either that or either that or seven lasted like 8 years.
Yeah, you're like I was 7. Someone else is like he was
Yeah.
really 14. He has no idea.
From now on, 7 is the universal. You know, I wasn't in. Uh, I was still in the Castle projects. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
I don't want to like debate age with you because we end up getting it down to like 1 year apart. So like yeah, seven
Yeah, I
seven
know.
works.
I know. Yeah,
7
we have a
works.
track record there.
Yeah, 7
But
works.
anyway, so yeah, and I went to one, and there was a whole bunch of ball players there, like they probably were Mets or Yankees or both. It was the winter time, so they had, I guess it was in the off season, but the place was packed with Elks and ball players. And I remember, like they gave me a baseball, and I went around and had them all signed.
Oh hell yeah.
All of them signed the ball. Who the hell knows who it was? If I was 10, let's put it this way: if I was 10, Willie Mays was on the Mets because he came in
Yes.
the middle of the '72 season, I think. So even well, what was I in 9? So if I was 9, it could have been Willie Mays, but you don't know. I don't know who the hell it was. The next day, it couldn't have been the off season because the next day we played with that ball on the concrete at the parking lot, St. John Vianney's.
That thing was done.
By the end of the game, it was
It
nothing
was all,
but this huge long twine with a little rubber
yeah.
ball in the
Yeah.
in was the only thing left. And
It,
complimentary, you got to roof the little thing that was in the center of the ball. You got to roof it.
yeah.
You go to
Yeah.
St. John Vianney's school now, which is it's a what do you call a school now? What do you call them schools? The ones that aren't
Charter.
in your unions, huh?
Yeah, charter school.
Charter school now. But if you go
Yeah.
on the roof, unless they redid the roof, there's probably 300 Spaldings and baseballs up
Oh,
there.
okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you had to roof it. Like
yeah.
looking back, you're just because sports memorabilia wasn't like not that it didn't exist, but like in the '70s, nobody was like selling baseballs yet, right?
Oh, I'm sure they were. There's people that
But it
bought
wasn't
them, kept them.
it wasn't mainstream. It wasn't
It
mainstream, I would
wasn't
guess.
like a huge market. You're right. It probably wasn't as huge a
Yeah,
market
yeah,
as it
yeah.
got to
Like
be in
as
the '80s.
like a kid now, a kid now who gets, let's say, like Mike Trout signs the ball, they're like thinking one day like now it's like the thought is I'm going to make money off this. Like that's how it's changed,
Yeah.
you know. Like when we were younger,
Yeah, you don't cherish
you
like
know,
your favorite ball player's signature on a ball. You're cherishing the cha-ching you're gonna get, which is
yeah,
sad.
exactly,
It's
yeah,
sad. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. When you were younger, you were just excited. Like I'm like Gary Carter saw my mitt. I'm going to keep it forever because I love him, not because I'm thinking about making a grand off it in 20 years.
yeah. Because it was like '72 or '73 that I really started to get into the Mets. So really started to get into baseball. It was
Yeah,
actually the Mets getting Willie Mays that really got me into it. And if I was just a little bit older, I would have been old enough to know who the hell these guys were and appreciate just hanging out with them for a night.
yeah.
But it was a ton of them. In my head, I'm thinking it was probably like Cleon Jones, or if it was the Yankees, who the hell knows who it was. But I was just a little too young to know who they were or appreciate the ball they gave me. All of them signed it. It was a good dozen of these guys there.
Yeah.
So, but
So yeah,
anyway, to your the long answer to your short question was organizations like the Hibernians, big Irish organization, Knights of Columbus, um, like the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts. It was like at least once a month you had a parade down Castle Avenue. You don't have that no more.
no, that's gone. Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what I miss. Um, I don't know if I know you went through this, but when we were younger, like the VHS, the VCR, we had like the
The
mom
what?
and pop, the VHS, the VCR.
Uh huh.
We had the mom and pop shop, like down the street. Like we'd walk from our house in Westchester down to Route 6, and there was like a mom and pop, and like going there on a Friday and picking out a movie, and like you would
Yeah,
go
they
through all
were.
the tapes.
It was an opportunity for moms and pops right before Blockbuster became big. It was
Yeah,
that little window of opportunity when VHSs started coming in,
yeah.
and all these mom and pops, as you call them, stores. Oh, we had a couple over there in Parkchester too, and then Blockbuster came in, and that blew the mom and pops out.
I liked all just like the process of going out and picking out a movie though. Like there was
Yeah, you
something,
get excited of the possibility.
yeah, and like like
Yeah,
because at the time, like this was the beginning of like watching movies on your choice. Like before that, it was you watched movies and stuff based on what cable was giving you. You know.
We didn't. I don't even think cable was around then, was it? It wasn't in the
Yeah,
Bronx anyway.
we got
You
cable.
had
I'll never forget this. We got cable probably when I was like 6, 7, and it was like this little brown box, and it had like a switch, and you had like channels 1 through 20, and then you move the switch, and it'd be 21 through 40, and you move the switch, and it'd be like 41 through something like that.
I
And
sort of vaguely remember that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and like the first remote control, my mind was blown. I'm like, I don't have to, because like I was the youngest. I'm like, yo, Sean, get up and change the channel.
Yeah, I was the remote control too
Yeah,
because I was the
exactly.
youngest.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you got the remote. I'm like, yes, finally.
It was
You know.
easy because I mostly laid on the rug in front of the TV anyway. So
Yeah, me too. Yeah, but
I'm
still,
right
like
there. I'm right
you would
there. Yeah.
the youngest is the youngest. They don't tell you as much as they get spoiled. They're the bitch in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not me. I was spoiled to death by all my brothers and sisters and my parents.
Well, there was a gap for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, even
I
though
think
my
I
brother.
told you this already. Your mother was in the workforce already when I was in kindergarten.
Yeah, yeah,
In fact, she used to bring home a toy for me every Friday. She got paid every Friday, and she would bring a little toy home every Friday because she's my godmother, my sister.
Oh wow, oh wow.
Yeah.
My mother.
Where the hell's that tissue?
Yeah, right. You got a lot of godsons and mothers and shit flying around tonight. All right, all right.
I got, I got, yeah, yeah. I got two. I got a goddaughter, a godson, a godmother.
Yeah, I
My
got all that.
godfather was my uncle Bernard.
Oh wow, all right. I have his old kitchen table is my kitchen table now.
Uncle Bernard's.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Uh, who's your godparents?
Uncle Steve, who's well known throughout this podcast. My on my dad's side, my aunt Barbara, and then I have a godson, my nephew. So,
Hmm.
but
Very good.
what? But to me, like it's like whatever. Not like being like my nephew, like having that relationship, but like the Catholic part of it. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Well, you got to keep in mind. Well, yeah, but I understand what you're saying. But when you have, like I did or do, 16, 17, 18 nephews and nieces, however the hell many I had or have. Unfortunately, I lost two of them over the course of the years.
Yeah,
Your sister and my brother Robert's son, Brian. Um, when you have that many, like I can't buy 18 friggin' gifts Christmas time. So I focused on the godson and the goddaughter.
yeah,
I
that makes
focused on
sense.
Christopher and Renee.
That makes sense.
It was an economic decision, Sean. You got demoted yet again.
Yeah, that's okay, man. I'm sure when I was 11, maybe I felt it, but when you're older, you're just like
I'm
it's
pretty
all.
sure I threw a gift at you, you too. So
Yeah, you were always good to us.
yeah.
Um, what was I gonna say? Uh, well, like when you're younger.
Do you spoil Colin?
Oh, yeah, I'm really good to him.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
But you're supposed to teach him baseball. Make sure he's a Met fan.
he's a Met fan, and
Don't
that
let
my
him stray over to the
yeah,
Bronx.
yeah, my brother teaches him that's their thing. That like I go to a lot of the games but I don't really give too much input because that's their special bond. So which is fine. But I teach him basketball. I've taught him how to play ball.
Well, teach him uh, how to appreciate music too. That's
Yes,
important.
we talk a lot about music now. So he actually he can carry a tune. Which like one day like he was like kind of humming and then he started singing a little bit. And I'm like, I looked over. I'm like, yeah. I was like, you sound pretty good. And then his mother's just like, yeah, he can sing. I mean, you can sing. He's like, yeah, I carry a tune, and he can. I'm like, oh wow. I'm like, because like when I started singing, nope, not it.
He's like inordinately intelligent for his age.
Yes, yeah, he's very mature. Like he looks at me sometimes.
Way more intelligent than you and his father were at his age.
Oh, it's not even like when I was 11. Like I was athletic. I think that's what I was bringing
Hmm.
to the table, you know. And like I
No, he's a very intelligent kid. Yeah.
um he sometimes when like literally I was there yesterday and sometimes he just looks at me and he's just like sometimes I act older than you. He said that to me before. I was like, all right.
He said
So
that to you?
yeah, he said that to me before. But
Yeah.
like he wasn't like being like malicious about it. Like we were laughing about it. So
Last, whatever, Dr. Fauci didn't allow us to have Thanksgiving or Christmas.
yeah.
So we were, I think your mother, I was sitting next to your mother
Your
in her
mother.
house, your mother in her house, and she was talking to Colin on the phone, and she had the speakerphone on. So I guess, so Aunt Susan and myself could talk also. And I forget what the hell I said. I tried to make a joke or whatever, talking about games maybe, or maybe it was about video games or something. He watches those channels where other people play video games,
Yeah.
which I can, believe it or not, I can understand that. But anyway, I said something about something, and him and your mother were talking, and he goes, well, to Uncle Tom's point, that's what he said to Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
So what the hell are we at a
Yeah.
business meeting here? To
Yeah.
Uncle Tom's point, the kid's 10. I mean,
Yeah.
it was kind of weird.
No,
Have a
absolutely.
10-year-old. Yeah, to Uncle
Yeah.
Tom's point,
Yeah.
you know.
I would
So
like. I would like to add
he's a
on.
little ahead of his time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I would like to add on, based on the Journal of Physical Institute. You're like, what?
Well, anyway,
So
your job is to make sure he has a good appreciation of music,
yeah. So
and just keep him on the Queens side of the baseball in New York City. Just keep him close to the Queens.
he is.
Don't let him stray to the Bronx.
He's a Met fan for sure. He's a Met fan.
Uh,
Um, that's
that's your job, Sean, if you choose to accept it.
I accept it. I accept it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you also have my father's military uniform.
I do. It's hanging in my
Hmm.
closet.
So you have a very, very precious family heirloom.
Yes, I have his
Yes.
dog tags and the uniform jacket, but like of his dress uniform, not like in action uniform.
No, he's got the Ike jacket.
Yeah.
But they called it an Ike jacket. Came down
Yeah.
to the waist, top of the waist. Yeah.
Every time I did every
But he
time I
had,
did.
but his. I'm sorry, I was going to say, but his medals and patches are on it. So
Yes,
very important.
yes.
Yeah.
Every time I when I was teaching history, I don't teach it this year, but when I would do my World War II unit, I would bring it in for like a show and tell concept to the kids, and almost every other kid's like, "Hey, can I keep this? This is great." They were like, "I want to wear this like on the regular." I'm like, "No," I was like, "No, you can't
Yeah.
keep it." I'm like,
It's not a fashion statement.
you know,
It's a piece of
so
history, at
I
least
know,
your family's history.
a few of
But
them which
anyway, so when you acquire my age, don't forget to pass that down to Colin.
yes,
When you acquire my age, it's time
yes,
to start thinking about passing it down to Colin.
yes.
You know.
Well,
Yeah.
he's gonna get everything, that kid.
Well, he'll be in MIT by then, or maybe West Point. Who knows?
Yeah, but yeah, he's gonna. I mean, he's gonna he's gonna collect everything. He gets it all.
Yeah. Yeah. It must be nice being an only child in a certain
Yeah,
way, don't you think?
he's an
You
only.
and I
Check this
wouldn't
out.
know.
He's an only child surrounded by uh, a lot of people who didn't have children. So like it's no.
Yeah. What do you mean? I'm
And
saying yeah, but I don't know what the hell you're talking
my aunt, you, me, my dad, and my stepmom.
I'm not
Like
gonna lie, I spoil them a little myself. Yeah.
you do, you do.
Mhm.
Meaning like like we all live in the tri-state area, and he's the only really real child in the tri-state area, so he's gonna get.
Yeah. Poor
That's
bastard.
kind of what I'm saying. Like he's surrounded by a lot of people who don't have children that or live close to him.
Hmm. But I'm sort of treading lightly around him. I'm leaving it up to you with the music and the baseball.
Yeah. So he likes classic rock. He likes
Well, you gotta let him like what he likes. That's the trick. You gotta let him like what he likes.
no.
Eh,
I'm letting you know what he
All I'm
likes.
saying is let him appreciate the finer things of what he likes.
I'm
Yeah.
letting. I was just sharing like this is. I've never once told him what to listen to. He's come back to me being like, "Hey, I like classic rock. I like rap. like just stuff he's probably heard from his parents and stuff I play in the car and stuff his friends. Yeah, he has a big
He's how old now? 10?
11.
All right. Well, give him about 3, 4 years. He'll have his own musical tastes.
Yeah, eighth grade into ninth grade, right? That's kind of when it starts.
Yeah, something in that vicinity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because and we've talked about this before, but when I was younger, uh, I mean, my first love was Michael Jackson. When I was like 3 or 4, the Thriller album, I had the record. Like that was probably my first album that like hit me.
I'm sure a lot of people your age
Yeah,
could say that. Yeah.
and then whatever, and then all of a sudden like I got into, I'm sure, other stuff, but hip hop, but like hip hop in the '80s, and then I went into classic rock, and then we've talked about this, and the rest is
Yes, the pivotal moment when I brought home. I actually went to J&R Music at lunchtime down on Wall Street, specifically to purchase for you and Christopher um, the David Bowie Queen song
yeah, 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 yeah.
because you were big
Dun, dun,
on the
dun,
Ice
dun,
Ice
dun, dun,
Baby.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I had to.
Well,
I brought it home, and I could see the looks on both of your faces that I knew a light bulb went off,
yeah. Well,
or
we
a light
we
bulb
did.
went out, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't understand sampling at the time, right? I didn't understand that concept.
Mm.
Yeah,
I don't think Skeezix did either. What's his name?
Vanilla Ice.
Iggy Vanilla Ice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, Vanilla Ice. He all the money he made on that, he kept it. Like he stayed pretty wealthy after. I mean, that song was at the time was a
Yeah,
was
didn't he
a
have a TV show with the Amish or something, building
TV.
homes or something?
Yeah, that he did a DIY do it yourself show. Like he's kept like he just like I don't know his whole story, but like he did it right for himself just based on that one song. So you gotta tip your cap. Like he was smart about it.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that other guy that was a rapper, the white
Oh,
guy?
Eminem.
Uh, yeah, Eminem. Yeah. What happened to
Oh,
him?
he's a juggernaut.
Is he? What's he do?
He still makes music. He produces. He's considered one of the greatest rappers of all time. He killed it.
I know, but is he still in the flow, in the current flow of things?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Or is he like Madonna famous? Like, weren't you
I don't know.
Madonna once?
That's a good question. But I asked my nephew yesterday. I was like, "Who's your favorite rapper?" He's like Eminem. So
You asked who that yesterday?
my nephew.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So I think he's
He
still.
still comes out with new albums and stuff too?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a lyrical genius with words. Like the way he's able to rhyme and like create like sentences with words. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, I remember really about him because I never got into him. Was I remember they had the Grammys at Radio City Music Hall.
Hmm.
You remember that?
Yeah,
Usually they have it out in L.A. somewhere, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, this one year they had it in New York City, in Radio City Music Hall, and he had this thing. There was like a couple of hundred people marching into the arena from the outside. They were all wearing masks, I think, or robes or something.
Yeah, I think I know what
You
you're talking
remember
about. I
that?
think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you impressed
That's
by it?
that's the full extent of my exposure to what the hell's his name? Eminem.
Eminem.
Was I impressed? It was certainly you know a scene.
Yeah. Well, back in college, his first album came out when I was in Albany. His second album came out when I was in Albany. Like, yeah, like he was a big hit. Like he was a big deal in the late '90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s. He was on top of the game. So
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if he's still like viable today.
he definitely still has a footprint or footprint on what's going on. I know he's helped. 50 Cent.
Yeah,
He,
but
that
he's in the past too.
he's in the past, but Eminem produced him.
The worst first pitch I ever saw.
Oh my God, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Just I was at that game. I watched it live.
Oh, that
Yeah,
must have been a sight to behold. Yeah.
I was sitting with my cousin. The restaurant in the left field corner,
In Shea, or was it Shea or
City
City
Field
Field?
in City Field.
Yeah, yeah.
So like my tickets give us access to all the clubs from our level up. So like, you still have to like. I can't just sit down and eat there, but you can go to the bar. And well, back when I was drinking, like we sat and you can watch. From you standing at the bar, you can look onto the field and like I'm like, oh, 50 Cent's on the first pitch, and you see the ball just fucking yanked to the left, like, and it's like 12 feet short. You're like, what the fuck was that? You know, you're like, and he's like a big, in shape guy. You're like, hey, you don't know how to throw a baseball, you know. But a lot of
Yeah.
people, I'll say, so at my school, I do recess. I've mentioned this before, and I watch these kids throw a football, and like I have to come around and I literally go to each group and I'm like, hey, like, do you want to learn how to properly throw something? They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, you need to step your body into it, and then like, like they
Roll
just
off
kind
your
of like,
fingers.
yeah, they just kind of like, I don't know what they do, like, and I'm like, I mean, I guess that's your natural reaction to when you first throw something,
How
but
do they throw a baseball?
yeah, it's like the arm angle, and it's like it's all arm. Like there's a lot of kids who don't know how to throw. They don't like if you look at 50 Cent, it's pretty much just arm. His body's not really involved in it.
Hmm.
Like
But you
yeah,
can't really
like
judge him on his baseball from one pitch. I mean,
yeah, of course, but like watching the kids,
Yeah.
like like when you throw, it's you're really your body's throwing the ball. Like people don't realize that. It's a
Yeah.
whole wind up, and then your hand and your arm are just kind of they
Well,
have a whip to it, but
I'm sure you gave Colin a couple of pointers on stepping into the throw,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
pushing off the back foot, and the whole nine
Back
yards.
foot, stepping, letting the arm come over and just releasing it at the proper point.
Hmm.
So,
That's your
um,
job, my friend.
yeah,
How was he
yeah.
hit, by the way, Colin?
He's a leadoff hitter. He's good contact. He's good. I think in the summer he batted like four and change or something.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And then in the fall he had a good. He's learning how to like hit a little bit more with power to right center, like a line drive into the gap kind of concept.
Right center. He's a righty, right?
Yeah, yeah. He that because they can lead now and there's pickoffs. If he's on first, I'm not kidding. Let's say he gets on base 3 times, he has 6 steals. That's how he's fat. Like he's fast.
Either says a lot about him or a lot about the catcher or
The
the pitcher.
the well, my brother was like ridiculously
I'm surprised they
fast.
let him take a lead. He's 11. They let him take a lead.
Yeah, no, you can lead and there's pickoffs.
What grade? What is he in the majors of
It's
Little
it's
League?
it's just it's called like 11U and like 11 under or 12 under. Like they kind of changed it a little bit, like the names of it. Um,
No,
so for us,
they
like it
don't.
would be
Is it? It's not Little League anymore. Is that fall
I don't
by the
know. It's a
wayside
little
too?
I don't know.
Does he have a sponsor
they do. They have a sponsor.
like Pizza Hut, the Pizza Hut All Stars or something?
No, the for rec for the spring league, but the summer travel league, they don't have a sponsor. At
Hmm.
least I don't think.
The parents are the sponsors, right?
Yeah, who knows?
Hmm.
What was I gonna say though? I don't know. Lost my train of thought.
You were talking about Darryl Strawberry. I see him right behind you.
Yeah, that's my that's signed by him.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually if I grab it, it's actually shaped like a strawberry, what he's standing on.
Oh,
And then
interesting.
he signed it here, and it's it was a gift. Somebody got it for me for a gift. But like I mean, look at
They
that. Look at
copied
that.
his stance pretty good, keeping his
Yeah,
shoulder in like that. I don't know
look at
if his
that.
face looks that like that. Looks more like Andre Dawson to me.
Wow,
Yeah,
it
but he
is what it is.
captured his stance pretty well.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Supposedly, Keith Hernandez was the one that was kept him focused on keeping his shoulder in on his swing.
Yes, he in
Yeah.
the 30 for 30 that we mentioned, he gave a shout out to Keith saying he taught me how to hit against left-handers. Like I didn't really know how to do it until
Yeah, keeping
he
the shoulder in
yeah
till the last minute. Yeah,
yeah
yeah. But he was. You can't really say he was a dead pull hitter, Strawberry, because he hit a lot to left center, right
yeah
center, left center.
his like there was a
I
shot
mean, you would never see him hit down the left field line, but he would hit to the gaps, both gaps.
yeah
Mm.
he he hit a power shot in the 30 for 30 like a home run to right field back in Shea, with the over the 371 mark over the glass into the bullpen into the fucking. and I'm like, and it was like an upper deck, almost a red upper deck shot, and I'm like, nobody hits home runs like that now. Nobody. Like,
Yeah. See if you can see the home run he hit against the Cardinals in '85. It was like
yeah. They
a
talked about
game or
that.
two left of the season, and the Mets on the verge of being eliminated by the Cardinals. But you got to see this home run he hit against them that year.
Yeah, it was a monster. He
So
hit,
I mean, if there was no wall there, it would have went 500 feet at least.
yeah. And back then
Yeah,
they didn't like project it, like they didn't have like the line of projection, right?
yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not having watched, any baseball this year, did you watch? Did they still cover the baseball on TBS game
The,
of the week? Or, huh?
no, ESPN has a Sunday night game. If that's what
Oh,
you're talking about.
ESPN. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Is it
Yeah.
ESPN that has the strike zone superimposed on the TV?
It's ruined. It's ruined. Every station has NLT. It's ruined. Like now,
The
I'm.
Met games have that too.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so goddamn annoying.
You talking about the box?
Yeah, the superimposed box that they put on the screen.
It's everywhere. Like, and the problem about it is, I liked it. Like, there's a problem. It's like it was better when I didn't have it because now I know, like, based on the the fucking robot umpire, I'm like, all right, that was a ball, but he's calling it a strike, and it drives you fucking nuts all day. You're like, dude, he keeps calling that a strike, and it's not. But I'm like, but then like you have to remember, like like the umpire sees that as a strike, so the batters have to make the adjustment, right? But like at the same time, it's like, dude, once it's been seen, it can't be unseen. Like once I know that's a ball in my mind, it's like I'm like that's a fucking ball.
Well, what made these asinine bastards that run these TV productions think that that's a good addition to the presentation of the game?
Everything I feel like everything they do is based on the average watcher because they're like the diehards are the diehards. They're gonna watch no matter what. The people who barely watch, it's the in between people. I feel like they do that shit for.
But it seems like they're trying to emulate that video game that is trying to emulate baseball. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. I know what you mean.
what is it? Bill Madden. What was the name of that game?
MLB
It
show.
gets more and more realistic every year.
Yeah, it's MLB show.
Yeah, but it's not a video game. It's the real goddamn game. So you don't need the. I'm not getting into it. I'm not
Yeah,
getting into it, Sean.
baseball season's over. I mean, the playoffs are still going on, but it's over. And here's the
So,
fucking. Go ahead.
huh?
No, I was about to
No,
say something. No, no, no,
I
no,
don't
no,
want. No, no.
no,
You seemed angry and
no,
cursing. I want
no.
to
I
hear
don't
it.
want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't. I really don't.
I was going to say, what is your prognosis of this Zencaster? Every time I try to think of the word Zencaster, I think of Rimdosier, that friggin' Zencaster. What is your prognosis?
What do you mean?
How do you like it?
I like it. I think it's
Oh, you think we're ready to bring human beings back onto this podcast?
yeah, 100%. I think
You
the
getting
audio.
tired of talking to your old Uncle Tom?
Oh no, we can.
I'm only kidding.
Either way, man, it don't matter. Just I mean, I don't like
Having
you, but
having the need to having the we're going to double up this week if it's all right with you. Going to do another podcast tomorrow night if it's all right with you,
yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
because I'll be away and I want to get one in the game, one in the hole, and
Oh
well,
man, my mind just went into different places. That's all right.
that's yeah, same with me with the drinking out of a hole. But
Yeah,
anyway, um, we'll have Christopher on tomorrow night, and I want to talk about some music. I feel
yeah.
like talking about music.
Can I ask you something?
If it's not personal, sure.
No, we agreed. We like this is the nitty gritty. We'll put our shit out there. Um, you've never drinking out of a hose?
A garden hose, yes, yes,
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's like you just the kids don't even like a kid today doesn't even doesn't even know that that was a fucking thing. That's what I was
yeah.
trying to get at. Like that's not even like the garden hose. They're like, Mom, can I get another Voss glass water bottle from the fridge, please?
Well, you think you're going nitty gritty on that. You never drank out of a fire hydrant.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. No, I probably not, but I've gone past fire hydrants and gotten wet, so I know. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
aware of it.
I think
But
I'm immune to every disease known to man
Yeah,
just from drinking.
you definitely drank lead, and so did I. That's, I guess, and
Yeah.
we're all right. We're fine.
I used to have lead chips on the paint with a fork and knife when I was a
Yeah,
kid. Yeah.
you know. Now,
But
I just, I think the younger generations are they're a little soft, a little soft. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. They're soft though.
how old did you turn last Sunday?
43.
Wow. You're going to make one hell of a grumpy old man, let me tell you.
No,
You're
I go
well
to
on your way.
I,
These kids today are soft.
these pussies. Um, I go to a lot of like little league games
Mm-hmm.
and whatever. You know what? I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna.
No, no, no. They don't rub salt. They don't rub dirt on the injury anymore,
No,
and
it's like
get you back out there.
they
I
get
know.
like, all of a sudden it's, there's like a medical staff coming over. Yeah,
Yeah,
come on, come on.
the Liberty Mutual agent shows up.
All of
Yeah,
a sudden some agents like, don't bandage it that way. We didn't agree to
yeah,
that.
yeah. All right, Shawnee boy. So we killed squirrels and fish. What else did we do?
When I was younger, I
We
rented
blinded fish. You
I
blinded fish. We killed sharks.
I rented VHS and I miss it.
Yes, I think we should. I don't know about you, but I feel the need to talk about music tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You, me, and
the
Chris.
jabron.
What?
What's up?
What'd you call my mother?
Yeah, no, me, you, and Chris. That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
in. That
All right,
works.
brother.
All right,
Well,
man.
this was a fast hour.
Yeah,
A lot of death and destruction in this hour. A lot of personal injury. You know, a lot of lost eyesight. And, yeah, putting sharks into trances. And
I'm just listening.
I, I can see you have that empty look about you.
I'm
Like,
like,
what the,
he's going for it.
are we still recording? What the hell's he talking
Well, actually,
about?
do we have 5 more minutes, or are we wrapping up?
No, we can talk another 5 minutes.
All
Yeah.
right. So it made me think of like when like stories were like, when we were kids. Like I remember Christopher included. I'm pretty sure, but he might be able to verify this tomorrow. Me, my
He's
boy
not going to be
Ryan.
able to listen to this till next week, but go ahead.
But I might bring it up. Me, real quick.
Hmm.
Me, my brother, my buddy Ryan, him. We used to jump off the roof of our house onto mattresses. Right. We used to jump off our deck and like do like flips onto like it just popped in my head. I'm like, what? Like the chances of us like not getting? No one even got seriously hurt, which is pretty impressive. But we were
At
doing
least
stupid
you
shit like
had
that.
mattresses. At
Yeah,
least you had.
yeah,
We had nothing but
yeah.
dirt.
Did
Yeah.
you do the cherry bomb? Was that a city thing? Blow up a bathroom?
No, no.
Oh, you were
Do it.
okay.
Well, I was a tame guy.
Yeah, you. I was when I'm telling you the story. Like I could see him. Like he didn't do that. He didn't do any flips. He didn't jump off shit.
Firecrackers weren't me. I wasn't big on firecrackers. Yeah.
I watched my
So
my buddy almost lose his hand with a firecracker.
that should sway you right off of it.
Yeah, I no, I'm not. I don't do that. I don't do pops and gunshots. And I'm not. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's people's things. It's not everybody's thing. It ain't my thing either. So yeah. All right, Shawnee boy. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. Try to wear some different clothes so it looks like you changed
yeah.
from now till tomorrow.
Well, I'm rocking my college hoodie, but that's all right.
And one last tidbit about Remdesivir, Zencaster, is it crops half of your screen off and it crops half of my screen off. So you can't see the gritty hour in either screen. I don't think
All right,
the
so
gritty hour guy.
we'll make the adjustment.
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna
warm glow in your window,
yeah,
so
yeah.
your neighbors know you're podcasting.
I'm gonna wear the poster on my head. How's that?
It has a fireplace ambiance about it, you know.
Yeah.
So, all right, Shawnee boy,
All
we'll
right,
talk
brother.
to you in 23 hours. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
In the meantime, you take care of yourself, lad.
You too, sir.